everybody, I'm KK.
I'm Kristen.
And together we are
KK Crochet.
And today's kind of a different video, but it's one that I'm really excited about because it's right up my alley. So I saw where Jane from Scraptastic Yarns had done this video and then said that she wasn't going to tag anybody specifically. She's just going to say, if you're watching, consider yourself tagged. I'm taking her up on it because I love this. I could do like 50 of these videos and never get tired of it. Like, my list is never ending.
It struggled. I struggled to narrow it down to 20. Just saying.
I didn't narrow it down to 20.
You didn't?
I did not. I have 22, and you're lucky it's not 202.
I had two songs and like and went with one, and I had to do that several times because I'm like.
So if you're not already, if you haven't already figured it out, this is the 20 top songs playlist tag. And so we're not going to tag anybody either, but if you see this and you want to do it, jump on board and do it. We've tagged so many people before and things, and I always feel bad because I seem like I tag the same ones because I know they'll do it, but then I feel guilty because I tag them all the time because I know they'll do it. So anyway, this is a lot of fun for me. I'm a super huge music fan. I've ingrained that in my kids. Now, precursor to say that don't judge me for my music. I don't really care. It is what it is, right? But this is my top 20, like, that I'm coming up. Actually, it's 22 right now off the top of my head. Like, my list, our neighbors have a list that they asked me to compile that has almost 100 of my favorite songs. Most of them are 80s, maybe a couple 90s, and some 70s thrown in. I also have music I love from the 60s era. I love Christian music. I love gospel music. I like some rap. I'm surprised I didn't put Ice Ice Baby on my list. That's another one.
I'm adding
And
one
Under
more,
Pressure.
because I completely forgot this one.
And Under Pressure. See, I'm going to think of all these songs that I absolutely love because there are so many that I love. But I tried to put songs on here that every time I hear them, they're my favorite song. Yeah. Not every once in a while, but every time I hear them, you're going to hear me belt them out. Every time I hear them, I'm loving them. Every time I hear them, I'm singing. They pep me up, bring me up, make me happy. So,
are we going 20 to 1 or 1 to 20?
Mine are in no certain order. I could not put mine in order of least favorite to favorite. That's like saying pick your favorite kid. No, it's not going to happen.
I'm going to go least favorite to favorite.
Okay, well, we're going to go one by one then. So, and give you a brief synopsis. This might be a longer video, but that's okay, of why we like that video. Okay, my first one that came across my list is one that's been in my head all summer long, and it always is. It never seems to go far, and I know it's because it relates back to a time. A lot of these relate back to a time when I was younger, and I listened to these with my brother, and so they're songs that spark memories and spark joy. And so it may not be about the song meaning. A lot of times I didn't even know what the meaning was, and if it's, something that it shouldn't be, I probably didn't even pay attention. I was just listening to the beat and going with it, whatever. So my first one is Africa by Toto.
Oh, I love that. I didn't have that one.
Yep, I love that one. Okay, yours?
Okay, so I'm going from the bottom of the list to my favorite. So I love all of them. So the first one is Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
My second one, and I know it's only on my favorite list right now, even though it's always a favorite. It is not a favorite every time it comes on. I'll listen to it, but I know it's because it's on the TikTok reels, or not TikTok, I don't watch that, but Facebook reels and all that right now, and all the shorts, is Every Breath You Take by The Police, and that's because everybody's doing a little dance to it right now, and I know that's why it's my favorite.
I can already see some of yours. I'm like, I forgot those. So let me just preference. Pretty much every song that Mom has on hers. Preference. Yeah. I love that one too. I just completely forgot about it. So
I've trained them well.
Next is Religiously by Bailey Zimmerman.
Oh, he has one I like now too. What's
Rock in a Hard Place.
Yeah, I love that song.
I didn't add that one on mine either, so Rock in a Hard Place.
It's one of my favorites. See,
stop.
we can't stop. There is no stop. It is non-stop. We are a very musical family when it comes to listening to music, and like I said, it goes across. Like, one of the ones I didn't include was Brainwashed by Nicole C. Mullen. I've actually met her in person. I don't think you were old enough, but I went to the Women's Leadership Conference in North Carolina, and she was staying in the same hotel we were, and she walked in, was getting ready to walk into the lobby and was getting ready to walk into the elevator as we were walking in, and my friend was super big fan, and we stopped and talked to her. Really nice lady. So Brainwashed from her is one of my favorites, but it's not on my list. Lady in Red by Krista Berg is one of my favorites.
Okay, mine is Last Night by Morgan Wallen.
Of course. Jesse's Girl by Rick Springfield.
No, I forgot that one.
I don't forget those.
My turn? Knocking on Heaven's Door by Guns N' Roses.
Oh, that's a good one. 8675309, better known as Jenny's song. Ah, there's a fly in here. Oh, by Tommy Two-Tone, sorry.
Nobody by Casting Crows.
Nobody by what?
Casting Crows.
I don't think I know that one. Is it?
I can't
Don't sing it. Is that newer?
No. I have... you'll know when
I'll know it when it's, okay, we got to go back to that one once it's over. Some Guys Have All the Luck by Rod Stewart, and that's because at the time when it came out, it was my first adventure into going outside of the state we live in to visit cousins in another state. It was for bad reasons, but there was some medical issues, but it was wonderful experience to go together, and my cousins were all older than me except for one, and they played his music like crazy, and this is one of the ones they played all the time. You'll also see another group I'll tell you about later in the list that they influenced me to listen to, and that's now one of my favorites as I'm older.
Alright, Dream On by Aerosmith.
Ooh, that's a good one. And it's not on my list, but I almost put it on there. Celebration by Kool and the Gang, again, goes back to my brother. It was a song he played a lot. My mom loved it, and we cranked it up high, and we danced to it, and yep, everywhere we went, loved it.
Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses.
Man, you went way back.
Yeah.
Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, because every time we do anything and we're halfway there, that's what we sing.
Yeah. Rihanna by Fleetwood Mac.
I like that one. That's the other group that my cousins influenced me by teaching me about their music and stuff when we were out there. And it really didn't. I loved their music at the time, like listening to it off and on, but it wasn't like something I listened to a lot. But now they're one of my favorite bands, and I listen to it a lot. Carrie by Europe. I just love the way they built that song out.
Alright, Watermelon Moonshine by Lainey Wilson.
Alright. Tarzan Boy by Baltimora.
More Hearts Than Mine by Ingrid and Andress. I've never said her name, but More Hearts Than Mine.
I don't know that one.
You will when you know it, because we've belted it in the car before.
Alright. Tarzan Boy happens to be one that when I was going to college we would belt out in the car as we were driving. I drove back and forth to school all the time and was a commuter, and so that was one of the ones. There was also oh gosh, what's the other one? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to come back to it. I don't know. Landslide by Fleetwood Mac.
Oklahoma Smoke Show by Zach Bryan.
Okay. Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, I forgot that one. I think I only have one Fleetwood Mac on here, which is surprising. Save Me by Jelly Roll.
Hotel California by the Eagles.
No!
Did you not put that on there?
No!
That's like her favorite, her most recent favorite old song, so I'm really kind of surprised that she doesn't have it on there.
I completely forgot
Yep.
about it. Ah. Three Wooden Crosses by Randy Travis.
Oh my gosh, I'm surprised. Cover.
I belt it every time I'm
You
here.
do. Cover Me Up by Morgan Wallen.
I have a lot of Morgan Wallen on here, but that's not her. But that's her favorite Morgan Wallen song.
It's the only one I really, really love. Yep.
Heart Like a Truck by Lainey Wilson.
Of course.
I didn't put Wait in the Truck on here by Hardy.
Okay, I think this was supposed to be your 20 most favorite now, but I don't play that game. I go way back, so we're not doing it.
This is on the playlist, and it cycles at least once a day because I'm constantly listening to music. So yeah, my favorites now.
Fast Car by Tracy Chapman or Luke Combs.
I
don't
put
care.
either of those on there.
I don't care which version. I like both, and that again stems from when I was younger. Listening to that, I really, really love it.
This one is Heartless by Morgan Wallen and Diplo. They went together on a song. I don't know who Diplo is, but I love Morgan Wallen in it, so he's on there.
You might want to know who people are before you say you like their music.
Well, I just like the one, okay?
We Built This City by Starship, or Jefferson Airplane, or however you want to call it. I think that in between there was something out of it. I just know when I was about 12 or 13, a friend of mine and I would belt this song out on my porch steps, listen to the radio, and every time I hear this song it makes me think of her, so she's my best friend and I love it.
In the Ghetto by Elvis Presley.
Oh my goodness, that's a good one.
That's the only Elvis one I put on here, which is really surprising.
I love Elvis too. Now, a couple of these you're going to find out that I'm a hairband chick, that I love all the hairbands, and what had happened was this reminds me of a dear friend that I lost after high school. A few years after high school, she passed away, and we used to ride to school together when I was in high school. She was a dear friend of mine, and when I was in middle school, She taught me all about all the bands, all the hair bands, and all the music, and taught me to like some pretty far out stuff as far as like the things I was listening to, like Great White and that kind of thing, and Scorpion and all the different ones. But at the time was kind of far out there. So Nobody's Fool by Cinderella.
Nice.
All right.
Master of the Puppets by Metallica.
When I Look Into Your Eyes by Firehouse.
You Proof by Morgan Wallen.
Kelly, I hope you're listening to this. A Crochet Mom for Life. The Flame by Cheap Trick.
Something in the Orange by Zach Bryan.
I'm not surprised. Beth by Kiss.
Ooh, I didn't add any of Kiss songs on here.
Oh, I did.
Oh, no. Die From a Broken Heart by Maddie and Tay.
And then I have two bonus ones. The first one is I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss, and this was one of my brother's favorite songs growing up. And so he would play this, and the guitar riff that comes through there I absolutely fell in love with. And my mom would be mopping the floor, and he'd be holding me and my little butt to keep me up off the floor so I didn't get in the way. And this is what was belting out on the speakers, and I love it. It's always been my favorite one. And then my last one is Love Is Like Oxygen by Sweet, and it also goes back to my brother.
So, where I added one when we started the video, we're at my number one favorite right now, which is Outlook by Morgan Wallen.
I don't think I know that one either.
Yes, you do.
I'm not a big Morgan Wallen fan. Don't come after me.
I haven't played that one recently. So
some of his stuff is okay, but I think the reason why I'm not as big a fan as some people are is because constantly, and the youngest constantly,
because
and I have another friend constantly, and then Kelly loves me. So don't come at me. He's just not my favorite. Everybody to their own, right? So those are the ones that we have written down, but I could sit there and name like I went through and was like, oh my goodness,
and I could
Phil
name
Collins
bands on bands of people,
Benny and the Jets, and just things like, oh my goodness, A Matter of Trust by Billy Joel, Uptown Girl by Billy Joel, Elton John, I'm Still Standing. Goodness gracious, there's just so
Lean
many.
On Me by
Lean on Me.
I forgot who's
I can't remember right off the top of my head. I should know it, but Whitesnake.
But this shows
Here
you
I Go Again.
At least my music taste was everywhere. I had AC/DC, Fleetwood Mac, Aerosmith, Morgan Wallen, Lainey Wilson. It's everywhere.
I kind of tend to be tunnel vision, like late 70s, early 80s, middle 80s. But, and like I said, I could make a list for country. I could make it like George Jones, Golden Rings, Conway Twitty.
I didn't add any George Strait on there either. Wow.
Yeah, George Strait. I could do, did I say George Strait? I meant George Jones, Golden Rings.
You said George Jones, Golden Rings.
Yeah, and George Strait and Kenny Rogers and Conway Twitty and Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash, and all of these
Johnny
great
Cash.
songs. I could do so many country, Christian music. I mean, it.
Oh, one more. No, because I don't know who it's by.
What is it?
God Only Knows.
For King and Country?
Yeah, for King and Country.
Yeah, I love that one too. And I love that one because it basically deals with suicide and mental health, and I absolutely love that song.
That one is also one of my favorites.
And I mean, I could go the genre. I could even go into classical music. There's Vivaldi's one of my favorite.
I'm not a classical girl. That's the one.
You'll get there when you go to college. When you have to study them all, you'll fall in love with them. But to me, it's just a never-ending cycle. I could sit here and I was thinking about songs, and I could get that feeling I get when I listen to them, and I was thinking, who sings that song, and what is that song? I can't remember what it is. I know there's still one here. There's a couple, gosh, I'm trying to think of the name of the song. I think I know the group. Hold on. I know it's only supposed to be 20. Y'all can't do that.
You can't cap us at 20.
I can't do that.
Because it just then gets us going, okay, I have this song by Guns N' Roses and this song by Fleetwood Mac, and I only have one more option, so I'm just going to throw both in there. Yep.
Oh, I know the name of the group that I like. The other group is Blondie. I just can't remember the name of the song. We used to sing it all the time.
I know which one you're talking about, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Let me see. Oh, here we go.
Maybe I have it. I don't think I have it. Blondie saved.
No, I can't remember the song. One Way or Another.
Ooh,
that's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
We would sing that on the way to college all the time, and I mean, belting. I'm surprised that Heart of Glass was the other one. Call on Me, all those things. I mean, there are so many. Bon Jovi, Aerosmith, Cinderella, Poison, Motley Crue. I mean, you name it, across the gamut. I listen to all of it. Rick Astley, New Kids on the Block, NSYNC, 98 Degrees, all that mess. U2, all that stuff. Michael Jackson.
See, I'm seeing all these
Prince.
ones,
Oh,
and
Prince.
I'm forgetting, and I'm like,
definitely Prince. I mean, it just cannot. You cannot. I could sit and spew one after another, after another, after another, after another, which is why I have a playlist of like over 100
and
songs.
Like, for like Maddie and Tay and Zach Bryan and like Fleetwood Mac and Bailey Zimmerman, I only added like one or two of the songs.
You love them all.
But I love them all.
Yep.
So I just had to pick my favorite of theirs.
I know. And that's kind of what I did with like Rick Astley and Rod Stewart and Maroon 5. I mean, I've seen Maroon 5 in concert, love them. I've seen Rod Stewart in concert. I've seen Blake Shelton. I've seen Miranda Lambert. I've seen Sammy Kershaw. That's an old one. Alabama a couple of times. Wade Hayes is an old one. Trace Adkins. Most of them are country. I don't know. Probably because my husband likes country and
most of them
and rock, and I'm more like the other way. You know.
That's where I got my country and rock from. In that playlist is my dad.
Yeah, I'm not country's okay, but if I'm going to a concert, most of the time it's because he wants to go. It's not me. But the Maroon 5 was the last concert I saw with my mom, and maybe Rod Stewart. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was interesting. It was here locally, so. That's our music, and I'm going to have to cut it off because the video is already 16 minutes, and we could go on forever and ever because this is a tangent that you can't get us off of. It's just what we are.
Yeah.
And there are lots of other, like, I know this is focused on rock, and like I said, don't judge, it's okay. There are lots of Christian music songs we like, lots of, and
the guys mentioned a couple.
I think the only thing I don't listen to is bluegrass and jazz, and there is some jazz that I kind of,
I'm the opposite. I'll listen to bluegrass, but I'm not a huge jazz fan.
Yeah, so that's where we stand. So you're tagged. Consider yourself tagged. Share.
Can you stop at 20? Because we couldn't.
It's kind of like those potato chips that are so famous, you know.
Yeah.
I could keep on going. Def Leppard. See, they're still coming. They're still coming out. Pink Floyd. I mean, they're still going. So it is, you know. My list is long.
Mine's never ending.
The thing that makes me happy is to sit back and listen and just chill, read a book, listen to, and
or go for a drive and just
turn the radio on and let it blare and just go. And if they don't have what I want on there, then I'll find a CD or something I like that has it on there. So that's where we stand. Don't forget to be kind because
you don't need us to